Hello, hello. Happy December 1. Rabbit Rabbit is the first day of the month. And just like we do over here, we are going to be doing a live reading for the collective. So if you hop on, let me know you're here. Say hello in the comments and let's rock. I do have to say, December feels a lot better than November in a lot of different ways. And as you can see, I haven't pulled cards yet, so I don't even know what's going to come through for December. However, just walking into this energy this morning, it feels a lot lighter. It feels like forward movement. It feels like abundance, and it feels just a lot better than November did. So, with that in mind, hey Meg, how are ya? With that in mind, let's see what the cards have for December. What's nice about December is that there are a ton of transits that we're going to experience, but a lot of them are going to alleviate some of what we've been feeling, like Neptune stations direct in a few days. We have, let's see, I mean, we do have a Mercury retrograde coming at us, but the new moon in Sag and the full moon in Cancer should really help. And at the end of the month, we experience Jupiter stationing direct too. So a lot of the slow of that we've been experiencing and a lot of the delays and a lot of that kind of stuff should alleviate by the new year when we have so many of the planets still um stationing, well, moving to direct. So kind of exciting stuff, but let's see what's coming through. You're excited for the weekend? Yeah, me too. All right, let's see. And the cards are upside down, which I don't like to do, so we're not doing that. All right. All right. So I'm laughing because there one of the cards I'm afraid to tell you about just because, but the location of where it is in the pull is totally fine, but we do have this guy here. So we do have the tower there. I don't want anybody to freak out. It's just it's kind of the state of where we're in right now, which I'm sure many of us can relate to. So before I get into the tower, and I don't want you to freak out about the tower, we're not freaking out about it. It is what it is. But so where we're coming into December, we have a lot of this forward movement already. And a lot of us are putting in the work to get that financial gain, to get the abundance we've been looking for, to get to where we've been looking to go by putting in the work and using our skill to do so. So if that's you, if this is resonating, like keep moving forward with that because it's going to ultimately reward you and it's going to be something that is really going to help you out in the long run. However, I do think because upcoming, I do have like the Three of Swords. So I do think it's just going to take a little longer and there's still going to be some disappointment along the way, right? Because let's face it, like it's the end of the year, it's the holiday season, like there's a lot coming through that, might not always go our way. We're human, we're living the human experience. It's to be expected. So I don't want you to think that like all of this hard work is going to pay off by the end of the month. It really feels like the hard work we're putting in is more for the long term. It's more for like the big vision, the long end goal. Whereas if we can focus on building our intuition, building our spiritual selves, building that relationship with spirit, over the next month, I think that's going to be super, super important because a lot of us, our faith is being tested. A lot of us are dealing with like, we don't really know where to turn. Like life is kind of chaotic right now. And there's no rhyme or reason why, especially with the planets the way they are. Like all of the retrogrades and all of the planets are hitting our charts differently. And with the fact that um, we have Neptune and Jupiter stationing direct, it's a big deal and it's going to help us move forward again by the end of the month. So we're really talking January is where we're really going to see these results and where we're really going to be feeling better and not feeling this chaotic. However, remember the beauty of the tower. The tower, it's destroying what was there so that we can rebuild to something that is more aligned, something that feels better, something that is going to give us a better outcome in the end and align more to our higher self. So I don't want everybody to freak out when they see the tower moment because it's not necessarily a bad thing. A tower could also be just that like aha moment of like an epiphany or a revelation that's been coming through. So it doesn't mean that like your whole life is going to be destroyed. So I don't want you to freak out the fact that the tower is showing up. It's really just having us break down to rebuild. And for me personally, that's what has been happening in my business. We've been tearing it down to rebuild it in a stronger, better way. And my retreat, I've broken it down and I've rebuilt it actually with one of my best friends, and I'm so excited for where it's going. So it doesn't need to be like this terrible, horrible, scary thing like so many people think that the tower moment needs to be, because it doesn't have to be that. So keep that in mind. Also, I want you to keep in mind that like all of the energy around money right now, a lot of us are feeling it. That's okay. All right. I want you to breathe. It's okay. But here's the thing, we have Jupiter retrograde in Taurus. With Jupiter moving backwards, Jupiter is the planet of good luck and good fortune. So the fact that it's going backwards, the delay of this good luck and fortune is totally normal. Breathe. There's no need to worry, and we are going to be okay. The money is going to come. It's going to move forward again. So hang tight, take a breath. You're going to be fine. And what I really like is that this reading is ending for the end of the month with the Wheel of Fortune. Now, what that is, and I really love that, because the Wheel of Fortune is really about taking the risk. So are you taking the risk? Are you doing what you need to? And are you really taking the control? Because it's paired with the nine of wands, but it's also paired with the chariot, which is really a beautiful thing, because when the Wheel of Fortune is paired with the chariot, it's really about taking the risk, but also taking the reins. So you're taking the risk, but it's also taking the control of the situation. And if you're not afraid to put in the hard work, you are golden this month. So I wouldn't really worry about it. I would make sure, though, that you are sticking to plans that are logical. Do not let your emotions get in the way. If you can make rational, logical decisions without emotions getting in the way, that's going to be your best bet for this month. And by the end of the I also pulled the Queen of Wands, which the Queen of Wands is really like that fire energy. She's kind of like part of my mouth, but she's kind of like the bitch of the deck. And with that, you just want to keep in mind that like she knows what she wants. So because she knows what she wants, keep that in mind, because that's the energy behind of like where all of this for the month is going. Like these risks that you're taking, like these the control that you're taking back once again. Like, remember, once you take the control back, remember what it is you want, remember what it is you deserve, and you're going to be able to move forward into the new year that much stronger. The nights of staying up, driving yourself crazy, like, listen, you're doing that to yourself, and we're going to be able to birth our new reality by the end of the year. Yeah, by the end of the year. So keep that in mind. And the cycle, it's almost over. It's almost over. So we're almost there. We're good. Okay. And that's what I really want you to take away. As we're wrapping up the calendar year, I want you to really take away the fact that, like, all of the stresses, all of the problems that some of us are facing, or all of us are facing, because I'm sure everybody's dealing with it in some way or another, like, we're almost out of it. And I really, truly, in my heart of heart, believe, but also because of the astrology, I really, truly believe by the end of the year, so many of us are just going to feel that, like, and that breath of fresh air with all of the planets excited. Well, yeah, and then Mercury stations direct on the first. So like with all of the planets coming out of retrograde, or most of them, I think almost all of them will be out of retrograde by January. So I'm just checking my list to make sure. And then Uranus stations direct at the end of January. So, but I do feel like this shift is going to happen more so at the beginning of January, because we're going to feel it a lot more. So, with that in mind, like, breathe. You've got this. Continue to allow like the pieces that you're pulling apart to rebuild them and make it so much stronger for yourself. It's going to be okay. Everybody's going to be okay. And that's what we need to remember. So, moving into December, just trust yourself. You've got this. Continue to go down the spiritual path. Continue to listen to your own intuition, and you're good. I do want to mention before I get off, though, if you're feeling like out of control, book a session. There's still $88 through the weekend. Book a session. Let's get this out. Let's figure out what's going on for you. And I've got you. All right. I also have my revamped retreat that I'm doing with Ashley Rose that is going to be amazing here in New York in January. And we are updating the final details today. So if you are interested, please let me know. I will put you on the list so that we send you that information when we have it, which will be today or tomorrow. And then And then you also want to get in on my free workshop that is on December 11th. It is a free end of year astrology workshop called Living the Cosmic Life. You want to get in because in that workshop, I'm going to be introducing something that has I've put out in the past, but it's going to be revamped and it's going to be amazing. And you're going to want it. So you want to be in that free masterclass to really get in on the special discount that I'm going to give those that are in the workshop. And also, I also have a few one-to-one spots available right now. This is really for the person that is just ready for that next level mentorship and is ready to have like a psychic in their back pocket at all times to help them not only listen to their intuition a lot more, but trust themselves more, have that confidence within themselves so that they're able to really tackle life by trusting themselves while listening to their intuition. So if you're interested, shoot me a DM and let's get started. All right. But I love you all. Happy Friday. Happy December 1st. Rabbit, rabbit. And let's make December a great one.